Okay, so new Sonic news was released this morning, this time with the combat footage. So I wanted to take some time to kind of analyze the combat, what looks good, what looks not so good, and to especially take a good look at those huge, like, Titan-like, Colossus-like creatures. But yeah, we'll get to that later. But for now, let's go. Okay, so let's just take a look at the combat. Okay, so we have big ball creature, very nice, very nice. Ooh, okay, so it looks like Sonic has kind of like a standard homing attack, but it has like maybe like a 3-hit combo to it. Oh, I saw, okay, he lost some rings. So it doesn't look like how do you die? Ooh, that was weird. He just like vanished. He just jumped so far away. That was so weird. Why did that? Oh, see, like that's strange. That's strange. I like what they're going for with like the very like Dragon Ball Z-esque, like anime-esque fighting style, but that jump is a little awkward. But maybe that'll be fixed because I know in the last video some of the animations were jank, so maybe that'll be fixed. Okay, yeah, he seems to have like a couple different combos. He had that thing that led into the tornado, the like Dragon Ball Z into the tornado. He's got this thing that seems to be like a standalone attack. maybe after Frontiers we'll get some new Sonic moves in Smash Bros. Okay, so for this enemy, okay, it looks like you have to draw the circle around it and then attack it while it's vulnerable. The only thing that kind of is concerning me right now is how long it takes him to kill this enemy. Like, watch, it takes him like forever. Even though he's hitting him multiple times, it takes him a while. Which, I don't know, maybe that's just because he doesn't have any sort of, like, upgrades yet. Maybe there will be, like, upgrades or, like, a skill tree that will allow you to unlock either like more attacks or power up your existing attacks. Okay, and then the enemies drop some sort of something when they die, like those little blue things, which they go down into the bottom right corner of the screen. So that makes me think that there is going to be a HUD. They just haven't like put it in yet. Or at least we can't see it now because they all go specifically to that part of the screen. So it makes me think that there's going to be something down there. I really don't know. So like when he loses rings, maybe that is how you die. Maybe that is how you die then. Like you just get some rings that I guess randomly spawn throughout the world, which is weird because I originally thought that you'd use them to buy something. Maybe you still can. Maybe you still can. Because I doubt a game like this would have a lives system. Like, that seems, like, pretty unintuitive for a game like this, where it's so open, but maybe you can still use them to buy things, you just lose them when you do take damage. See, the time to kill on these little enemies right here, like, this I feel like is classic, like, Sonic combat. Oh, pay attention here. Pay attention right there. Did you see that? Did you see that? Let me see if I can go back. I feel like this is one of those like scary videos where it's like, oh, did you see that? But look, right there, on his arm there, see? It's stretching. It's stretchy. So there's some like squash and stretch to the model, which I think can be either a really good sign or a really bad sign. I feel like the squash and stretch, like the movement, makes it more dynamic and impactful, which I enjoy. I really like that. But it kind of makes me nervous because why would they bother putting squash and stretch on a model that they're not going to use for the final game? So it either means that maybe this squash and stretch little formula that they've got going on is a placeholder for the next model. Oh, my phone alarm is going off. That's fun. Or it's going to just stay the Forces model, which I really, really hope does not happen. So I hope for the former. I hope that it's just a placeholder. But this is interesting. This is a good sign overall, I think. I want to hope. Okay, okay. So, yeah, so the rings go away. You can pick them up like traditional Sonic games. So they die. Those 3 enemies didn't take him long at all to kill. So that was nice. That was a nice time to kill. I really like this idea here, where if you can surround them all in the circle, it'll knock them up in the air and you can one-shot all of them. That looks like it feels so good to play and so fun. And oh dude, okay, so this is the meat and potatoes here. This huge, like, colossal thing whose its arms kind of look like Hatsune Miku's hair, if you know who that is. But okay, so he's like running up his arm. This looks so fun. This looks so fun and so cool. And I really, really hope that, oh my gosh, I hope there are a lot of these and they're really fun because they look awesome. I hope they're all different. I really hope they're all different and it's not just like the same one. And this here too is interesting. So he can attack it from multiple different ways. He can like either run up its arm or you can circle around it and damage its feet. And then he got like a special collectible from it, which makes me think that there's gonna be like either special like moves or something that you can like use these things for, or maybe like something you can craft. It'd be kind of cool. Like this is totally out there, but it'd be kind of cool if you could get new skins, like new outfits, maybe just like some little like customization things. I don't know if they'll actually do that though. That's just a random idea, but this looks really cool. I'm super excited. I really hope that they do a good job with this because this is so unique. I haven't seen anything like this since like Shadow of the Colossus. And that's one of my favorite games. I'm so excited. And look, it gets progressively more difficult as well. Like, it started off all of them were blue, then there were a couple of little red things that push him away, and now there's a huge mixture of blue and red, and he's got to be more careful, which I like. I really like that. A bit more difficulty, and it feels very Sonic too. Like, he's still got to run in. There are just more obstacles that are preventing him from running in. Hey, but before we get too far into the video, if you've been enjoying it, please leave a like and subscribe if you would be kind enough to do so. I am going to be covering all the new Sonic stuff that comes out, and I'm super excited to share that with you guys and experience it with you, so please stick around. I also stream on Twitch if you want to come catch me live. That would be so cool, and I would love to see you guys there. But yeah, okay, back to the important stuff. Okay, something super interesting about this enemy is that it really seems like it doesn't, like, go out of its way to kind of attack you. Like, look at this attack. Or, like, okay, hold on. Like, look at this next attack, I mean. He, like, kind of pushes Sonic out of the way, but it doesn't actually hurt him, if you pay attention. So he slams his hand down, and those red things, they just push Sonic out of the way. They don't actually, like, hurt him at all. Which, I don't know, maybe that's just because this is the first one? But it's so passive. It's strange to me, and I feel like this thing could not be made by Eggman, because I feel like if it were made by Eggman, it would be more aggressive. Okay, this is the part where it pushes him away. See, boom. Like, earlier it clearly showed Sonic taking damage from those other enemies where he lost rings. But for this one, like, the only thing that seems like it would make you lose rings is if maybe he touched those electric things surrounding those little horns or whatever they are. But even then, like, this giant thing is not going out of its way. Oh, we just got a skirt shot. It's not going out of its way to hurt Sonic in any way, which I feel like if Eggman created it, Like, it should be going out of its way to be aggressive and try to hurt Sonic. Not saying, of course, that Eggman won't be in the game. I think one of you guys told me that it is confirmed that Eggman is in the game. Something else really cool about this first battle segment is it's coming up. It's where he jumps off of the enemy and hits this rock over here to the right here, right there. See, like, he interacts so fluidly with the environment right there. And I feel like that's a real promising sign. Especially amidst all these, like, really janky animations, like that kind of Dragon Ball Z one right there. It's kind of awkward. It kind of ruins the flow. But the fact that they decided to animate him bouncing off the enemy and like running down the wall, that kind of gives me a bit of hope too, because they're clearly taking the time to animate these little things. So maybe this is just a previous build and we haven't seen like all of the new animations yet, and hopefully that includes the model as well. Another thing is that yesterday, whenever they released like the actual game, like not the combat, you know what I'm talking about. When they released the gameplay footage from yesterday, they didn't show off like any of the enemies. There was like one enemy, and I know a lot of people were talking about how empty the world looked. And I'm wondering if that was like an earlier build of the game, because later we're clearly still around the same area. We haven't really gotten too far away from wherever that first footage was filmed. But I just find it kind of hard to believe that we wouldn't have seen like this gigantic, see, because that looks like the tower. That looks like the tower from the first thing, and even to the Sonic's left, right there, that's the bridge. That looks like the bridge that the enemy that we saw from yesterday's footage was on. So this appears to be the same area. But I just find it hard to believe that we would not have seen this gigantic titan, you know, in the original footage. So maybe, which I feel like lends itself to either two possibilities. Either the first footage we saw was like an earlier game build that had a lot of the enemies taken out in order to hide that, so they didn't reveal they didn't show their whole hand on the first day. Or you have to do something special to unlock these huge enemies, which I feel like could also be probable. I personally like the idea of them just being in the world, and so you're like kind of like Elden Ring style, like you're just running around and all of a sudden this massive boss creature just absolutely like scares the crap out of you. I like that idea, but I could also see it being very feasible that there's something you have to do to unlock these. Speaking of things to unlock, you can see all these art altars. You just saw one right there, right behind the creature. There are all these like altars around this place, seemingly in places where enemies show up. So there's that one. There's one right here, right where my big ugly head is, right there in the background. This one's glowing red. So it kind of looks like maybe these are like enemy challenges, like enemy challenge stations. Like maybe you can go up to them and activate them, and like a group of enemies will appear and you like defeat them and maybe get something special. Maybe that's kind of what I'm thinking just from what we've seen. Like it's kind of what I'm thinking it could be. But again, of course, we can't be 100% certain. One more thing I kind of noticed was there is a huge disparity between the time it takes him to destroy this enemy right here, which we just saw the tail end of, and the time it takes him to destroy the next one of these creatures. Like, watch, it takes him like no time at all to destroy this one. So I'm wondering if Yeah, maybe it's just kind of a skill thing, and as you get better, the enemies will take a lot less time to defeat. Because it really doesn't take him very long at all to destroy this one. Yeah, like, it's already dead. You know, that took him maybe like 10 seconds. So while I am worried about the combat sometimes taking a while, you know, maybe it's not a thing that will actually really be a problem once you get used to it. Maybe this guy's just bad. Not really, but maybe it won't be kind of as slow as it looks. And I guess you can always just run by them. Like, doesn't seem to be any, like, imperative reason to fight them, at least not right now. But, you know, maybe it's something that will end up being, like, really kind of a minor issue. We'll see. Okay. Overall, this makes me hopeful. Other than, like, it looking like it takes kind of a while to kill some of the enemies, other than that, this looks really exciting. I find it kind of funny that it takes longer to kill these little tiny, like, this guy doesn't even have, like, a head or anything. Like, what is this? And then it takes to kill, like, this huge colossal titan. But that aside, this is exciting. This is very exciting, and it gives me a lot of hope. I do kind of hope they put a little more style into the combat. Like, maybe whenever Sonic, like, bounces off him, like, he just looks cool. Like, I know right now he, like, jumps on the enemies, as you just saw there. Like, I'll back it up a second. But, like, he'll spin after he hits them. He'll, like, spin off of them. It would just be cool to see, like, a little more style, if that makes sense. Like, some sass. Some, like, real Sonic sass. Like, if that's any indication. Oh, I did not notice that earlier. There's a counter. Did you see that? There's a counter right there. So there's some sort of, yeah, he just countered that move and, like, dodged out of the way and was able to do, like, some special counter attack. That looks kind of interesting. I'm kind of excited for that because it totally makes sense with Sonic. Like, counters are a very reactive thing, and that just makes sense. That just belongs in Sonic. Like, I can't believe that they didn't put something like that in a game, like, sooner, because it just makes so much sense. That just makes so much sense. Yeah. So this gives me a lot of hope. I really, fingers are crossed that they keep going and keep showing exciting things like this. That would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. This is pretty exciting to me, but what about you? Does it give you hope, or does it make you even more terrified for the release date? Yeah, let me know in the comments below, and yeah, I'll keep covering these Sonic things as they happen. So yeah, be sure to subscribe, and so we can continue to talk about this exciting stuff. All right, yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye.